Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get to this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions. How do I record an episode? Where do I find my background music? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? Where do I find the advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. So, if you want to start a podcast, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of WandaVision, however. Now, I just want to say that this episode of WandaVision, however, is almost one of the best, but however, everything looks colorized now, and I'm talking about the episode itself, and it's called Now in Color. But even though this episode was a literal painful one, but it figuratively is a brilliant one, however. As the comedy element, however, is over. Well, not over yet. They were in the 70s. But the ending, however, brings back the mystery with the connection of one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. So, I'll tell you this right now, but I will warn you. There's going to be spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen WandaVision, Now in Color, do so now. But I did warn you, however. So, here we go. Alright, we begin with the episode. Well, with the previously montage from the second episode, Don't Touch That Dial, which is a reference like with the 60s commercial. You know, the 60s commercial, Don't Touch That Dial, we'll be right back. Not to be confused with that Pokemon episode, Don't Touch That Totodile. But we begin with the wonderful montage of now pregnant Wanda and Vision looking stylish. Now fixing it, and then ends with them, with the sharing a kiss, and it's WandaVision in color. Well, that's what it says. But even though we begin the episode with with Wanda and and Vision inviting the doctor in the house. Yes, I get the joke. Yeah, I mean, just yes, I get. But yes, there's really a doctor in the house. Like that old saying, is there a doctor in the house? But this one, yeah, that's a trope. Now, before cutting away to the cartoon character getting repaired, but this is not a cartoon, however. And although it's the 8-month span of the pregnancy, however, but although, however, it was a really interesting one with the, after this, Vision was really worried about becoming a father. But it's okay to be worried about being a father. However, it's just life, But after the doctor, we see Vision in his android form. Like Ultron. But however, it's just she was fixing a crib, and then she was painting. Now that's what I call a hard-working woman. Well, using her powers. And of course, things are going to go wrong, however. And her stomach was extending, and then, doing the training for, for about to give birth. And then, of course, the horse, of course, with Mr. Ed. Oh no, that's the 60s. This is the 70s. But, although, I did it again! Damn it! And then, and of course, with the one, of course, with the getting ready for Friday, however, but I do like the montage, of course, like with the baby changing, Vision changing a diaper on the doll, and then with her scream. Which caused all the power to go out the whole neighborhood. But although I forgot about her, however, was the next door neighbor to Vision and to Wanda and Vision, and he was cutting the hedges, and then he cutting the wall. Yeah, it's so funny. But back to what happened. And that woman was like, does this dress make me look fat? And then Phil said, oh, thank God. and then, of course, when Wanda said it broke my water, it started to rain inside. But then, commercial time! With a new soap. Oh man, I would, with a getaway. unless like to Tahiti, but it wasn't a commercial of Tahiti. With a connection of Agent Shield, it's the Hydra luxury, which in other words, there's that a soap, however. It's a soap commercial, and I definitely would love to get some soap from Hydra. And yeah, and I apologize for the commercial, however, with the from episode 2, it was called Spreaker, also made from Hydra, and I would love to get that Spreaker. And I would love to get that watch from Spreaker, played by Thomas Cashman. You know, the one who was also Fegaline from Downfall, and Professor Z from Cars 2. Back to the show. With Wanda, of course, using an air dryer like if it was from a car wash, and they were both dried. And then, of course, Vision tried to get to the phone, you know, to call the doctor. And then he's like, damn, the phone's off. The phones are not working. Yeah. And then, of course, we have a wonderful moment, like, with Vision trying to go to the doctor, literally. And the next door neighbor, and of course, Wanda is trying to make a diversion with Geraldine, who looks different from the last episode. Geraldine in the 19th, and yeah, afros are really popular, and they are in the disco era. No? I mean, just ask Mr. Brady, you know, of the Brady Bunch. The afros are in. And then, of course, you know, a diversion of the jacket and the fruit. And then the stork, you know, with the ice maker. And then we can hear her screaming in pain. But we cut away to Vision getting into the doctor, who was ready to go on vacation. But, however, he's gonna have to reschedule his vacation to the birth, where Geraldine, of course, have the baby, or yeah, of course, you know, she was about to give birth to Tommy. And let's take a look. Oh, that's nice. Even though Vision missed it, I do, but that baby looks adorable. And of course, after the doctor and Geraldine goes to the kitchen, Wanda insists to see their newborn son in his normal form. Like, in other words, to give her the human form, but, you know, to turn back into an android. And then, of course, and we give the birth to another one. But we had to cut away because it saved time. With, of course, both of them having twins. And then the doctor, of course, was going away, finally. Yeah, but he reconsiders to skip going on vacation, however. Although, however, I'm sorry for the long pause, Geraldine having a talk, seeing how precious the twins are. But however, we're gonna have to change the music because the fun, good times are over. However, we are in this part right now. But I'll tell you what's really happening with Wanda. First, we begin with Wanda singing the Slakovian, singing in Slakovian, and then, of course, mentioning had a twin named Peritov or Miratov. No, well, Peritov, the Quicksilver, who was also imprisoned by now I get the Von Strucker, however, the Watch, the Hydra, is both Wanda and her other Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were in prison. They were imprisoned by Von Strucker. Then the Geraldine knew about the events that took place on Age of Ultron, with Quicksilver who sacrificed himself to save Hawkeye, and which of course Wanda mourned over her twin's death. And yes, you all already knew why he had to be killed off, because of the X-Men universe decided to kill off Scarlet Witch. You know, the X-Men universe, so that the MCU don't get a cease and desist from Fox. But that's not the only thing that's been going on with Wanda. But with Vision been going on is Agnes and her. We're talking. But looks like usually in her happy-go-lucky self, but nope. Nope. I don't know what's going on, but this one I'm really interested in knowing. With Wanda, of course. We're talking about Geraldine, that she don't live here. That something tells me that those guys are up to no good. But Geraldine, however, was nowhere to be found after Vision gets back home. And Wanda just says, in a strange tone, Geraldine had to leave. And then, of course, with Geraldine was sent The president, and of course, West Point with a 16-9 ratio. Yeah, that's what it was. A 16-9 ratio, present day. But I said that things are gonna get weird. Things are gonna get a little wild. Because they are not from around here. But I think this is Wanda's dimension. Well, I apologize for a Disney reference. It's Marvel, however. Yes, part of the and of course we see some secret agency while it played the Monkeys, Dream Believer, but a cover. And then right after the commercial, it goes to the actual theme of WandaVision, which is a suspenseful. But I can't wait to see how this plays. Even though it might go to the 70s, it'll stay in the 70s, or next episode we're gonna go into the 80s, where everything looking so hip. And of course, hair metal is in. But my safe bet, we're gonna stay in the 70s until episode 5. Okay, guys, that's gonna end the episode, but it's time to end this review. Alright, guys, that's gonna end the episode of Marvel Tuesday and the WandaVision episode 3 review. Now, I'm gonna say this is gonna be taking an interesting turn, with the format of the sitcoms. Even though there are a couple of scenes that are unnecessary laughter, but they need to add they at least added the awe effect, but they need to add the other effects, like the applause, like the oh, the ew, ooh, but I digress. So we're just gonna end this episode for now. I'm getting ready for bed, and tune in to the next WandaVision. And I'll see you guys next time.